everyone, this is Amy. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel. Sorry, I took about a week off. I've been fighting the flu and all that good stuff, so anyways, I am back. Today I am going to show you, and I apologize if I'm saying this incorrectly, but I'm going to show you how to paint anemones. It sounds kind of funny. So, thinking of doing a series on popular wedding flowers. When I looked it up, this was one that came up. So I thought, why not do this and show me painting this flower on a glass bottle. So here we go. I'm going to start with two number 12 flat brushes, Cloud one-stroke brushes, a Deerfoot Stippler, and a dotting stylus. Colors I'm using for this arrangement are licorice, citrus green, hydrangea, ink spot, thicket, and schoolbus yellow. Now, I know that these anemones come in several different colors. I would say if you're going to be using it for a wedding, you might see them in a blue or maybe a white, off-white, sometimes even a reddish color. Again, they come in a lot of different colors, but today I'm going to be focusing on more of the blue mixture of the ink spot, the hydrangea, and white. So if you've seen it differently, you know, that's very possible because there are a variety of colors, not just one. So to get started, I'm going to be using the hydrangea and trying to get this to flow. My ink spot is not really great as far as the flowing part goes. And then I'm going to dip a corner into the white, so it's going to be a mixture of the three. And just get my brush loaded. And it's just got a lot of paint on it. Which, you know, if you watch my other videos, I do like my designs to be very opaque. I am going to start by heading with the lighter color at the top. Helps you know what I'm sorry, backtracking. This is how I was doing it before. I am going to actually start by tipping in my centers. Alright, so I want these to be just kind of in different spots here, not lined up any particular way, but I do want them to be, I'm going to do 3 and then 3 partially open and then a few little buds. Alright, so to get started with this, I'm actually just going to take my brush and do this around it. Doesn't matter which direction I'm heading it, these are just kind of guidelines I'm going to be using. And I'm not really counting them, so I might not use them all or I might paint over them. But they're just little guidelines I'm using. For some reason on some of these, I just have a heck of a time getting the design right. Not sure why. Alright, so on this one I'm going to just do a quick little, and this is the bottle too, I think, where my paint kept separating before. I'm just going to continue around it, and I don't actually have to touch the center per se because I'm going to go around it with another color. I'm going to move these, or not another color, but another layer. And with the fact that it's kind of separating like that, I might have to hit it with a hairdryer before I go on with my next set over the top. And you see I have a little bit darker or lighter part going on this right now. A little bit of blue, it's fine. You know, just gives it a little bit more interest when they're not all the same. And see right here I have a little bit of my stroke left over, like I said. Might not hit it all these marks that I've made. it's a pretty little easy flower. I mean, I could see this in a wedding bouquet along with some hydrangea, or not hydrangea, but eucalyptus. And I'm just going to do that, flip it over. I can actually just do another little piece to put it in like that. Doesn't have to be a full, see what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be a full stroke. It just can be a little partial. Alright, so here we go again. Just doing a slight little dip in it. As you can see. And you can overlap them a little bit. They don't have to be so stringent. They truly do not. I think they're pretty little flowers. Of course, I'm sure roses are very popular, as you would think. And they're probably one of my favorites to paint, but we would do these first. So I'm going to give those a little drying time before I actually go over them with another color, or another layer. I don't know why I keep saying color, because that's not what I'm doing. Alright, so then I'm going to do a partial up here. I'm going to start by doing just like the little wavy, but then I'm going to get a little pointier with it and do some waviness to the actual piece. I like the wavy petals. I think they're pretty. And these are just going to be partially opened. Get too carried away with the waviness, but and the pointiness. But it's cute. This gives it a little bit of whimsy. And this one, I think I'm going to do this a little bit different than what I did on my sample paper. And I do apologize for the background noise. If you watch my videos, you know that I work in my basement. What you're hearing is actually my furnace. And it is cold here, so it is going to be running. Can avoid that. These are just going to be little buds. And I thought I wanted to do maybe, you just come back down, come around. I'm trying to do the buds. I'm trying to make them a little rounder looking. For some reason I always make them so narrow. But I'm just kind of tapping in the colors. It doesn't have to be real precise. They're just going to be buds. But I do want some color showing on them. So I'm just tapping in some of these different colors. Might want to come back down here to this one too, because I definitely want it to be rounder looking. And then maybe pop up another one up here. And you can just basically, you can go like this if you want to, you know, just come down, or I just kind of like to tap it in personally. So again, it's just going to have the mixture of colors in it, since it's not going to be open. Yeah, if you get too much paint on your brush, just scrape it off. No biggie. Yeah, I'm just trying to mix the color up a little bit. There we go. I guess that my ink spot is just not really flowing very well for some reason. Again, when you're painting on glass, make sure you clean it. Make sure that you not only clean it, but you dry it really well before you paint on it, and this will help the paint adhere to the bottle if you clean it right. Alright, I'm going to make this look kind of like a bunch of separate flowers with the stems. I'm just kind of pulling them in right now. Just go on. I think they're coming from different directions, and I just turn my brush. I want it to be, again, more opaque, so I am going to come over these, put in the stems. Now, I'm not going over these anymore, so I am just going to go ahead and pull in my parts that I would to actually show them being attached to the stem. And I just do quick little pulls. You can turn your brush. You could use a smaller brush too, but I like to limit my brushes for the purpose of videos so that somebody doesn't have to have a gazillion of them to do the project. I don't want you to feel like you need to do that. So I'm just lightly tapping it in and pulling. I'm going to do it again here. And then I can turn my brush around if I want to throw some of the yellow, because I am doing, with this green, I am putting in some yellow, the school bus yellow. That's where it comes into play. And then on these, I'm just going to do maybe a little thicker part here like that. I can make it a little rounder if I want. Just kind of pull it. Again, just tapping. And again, I feel like I have a lot of paint on my brush. So I'm going to come back in here after doing that, and then just kind of pull in some more color. Got too much paint on my brush. So I have to be careful with this. Again, on this bottle, for some reason, it's really bad about wanting to wanting to separate for some reason. I'm not sure if it's the bottle itself or it's me. You just have to be careful not to overwork it when it goes like that. Or just lightly paint over it. See, I just pulled some of that off, so you don't want to work it too hard, which is what I'm doing. So this is what you don't want to do when you follow me. I'm good at showing you that, right? Alright, so then up here I'm going to use the same brush, and I'm just going to pull these down into here. These are my little buds. And I just like to go up around the flower and just put some different colors of green in it and pull it down. Pull it around. You can make these little strokes as fancy or as plain as you want. And bring it up around. But I like to have some of my color show. That's the whole purpose of working so hard to get it to look colorful, is keeping it. I'm just pulling it through here a little bit. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can do buds too. I mean, you can almost, you don't even have to have any of the flower colors showing if you choose not to. Let's pull this down in there. I got one more bud to do, and I just wanted this little guy to look like he was hanging out. Hanging down. And I'm going to pull him to this one for right now. Oops. And we'll just go like that. Again, we don't want it to be too detailed. There you go. And then we'll just swing this little vine or little stem, however you want to call it, reference it. We'll just swoop it around. Could be a little less rigid, but you get the gist. Okay, now for the main leaves, I'm going to do more of a ruffly edge leaf. Not ruffly, but rigid, where I'm just doing on the, you know what, when I do this, I always forget what I'm trying to say. I'm up on the brush here, just kind of standing it up, and then I want the lighter green on the edges because of the bottle being green. I want you to be able to see it. And then you can come in here and put in your little stem, your little vein. And then I just want to do another one over here. I'm going to be careful because I still want to do another layer on these flowers, so I don't want to overlap too much because I am going to be painting on them again. And we know how that goes. If you aren't careful, it's going to split, crack, however you want to reference it. This bottle's slippery. Alright, so then I'm going to go up here, and if you had a bigger space it would be easier to, like on my design sample, it was easier, and chisel edge is what I'm was trying to think of. Have my brush up on the chisel edge, which is the top part of the bristles, and then I'm just lightly painting these. See this going down. If you were doing this on paper, you could actually do a complete straight flow of it. I'm just kind of tapping it because of the glass, because I don't want the paint to crack or to separate, split. Alright, doing another one. Again, chisel edge, back and forth. This is like, glass is definitely a different beast than painting on canvas or paper. Just really different. And then we can, this can overlap a little bit because I'm not going over it again. It's these open ones that I'll be doing another layer to. And I might throw in one more leaf over this direction. Again, just doing just light touches. This will make it a little more rigid. And you can do it where you can come back the same direction, you know, go to the tip and then come right back, or you can turn the bottle like I'm doing and do it this way. Either way is fine. And there's so many ways to do leaves and flowers and whatnot. Alright, so this is what we have so far. Now, as I mentioned, I think I'm going to go ahead and try this without drying it. We'll see what we come up with. If it starts separating too much, we'll rethink that decision. Okay, so on this, basically what I'm going to do is, let me go on this one because I just painted that leaf. So I'm basically on this just going to do more of a straighter type if that makes sense. It's not as wiggly as far as, not wiggly, but I'm not doing a kind of a, dip in it. And this is just really going to be a layer to finish it off. And see, it's working okay. Except right there, kind of wanted to give me a little fit, but I think it's alright. Alright, so I'm going to go up here. I am going to be pulling probably some green in because of how it is, but that's okay. That's to be expected. And of course, with layering it like this, guess what? It is going to be more opaque because I have more layers on it, right? Oops. Fix this a little bit. Just swing it up in there. And then one more. We're almost finished. Oops, got some green in there. Got me some green. And it's okay if you have some green on there, but you go like that. And then we can get up here. We're still seeing the underlayer, and I got green in there again. Not sure why. Why? I do know why. Actually, just teasing. I'm going to bring it in like that. If the green bothers you, you can rinse out your brushes. I'm not really too concerned about it. But I'll go over it again here. Minimize it a little bit. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I'm leaving it alone. I have a little straggler here, so I'm going to come down here a little bit to cover that up. Like that. Alright, it wasn't until I went upstairs and downloaded my video that I realized that I didn't get the part where I added the dots onto the center of my flowers. I apologize for that. Again, I'm having some issues with my video recording, and I did not realize that. I knew it cut off short, but not that short. Anyways, I just used the dotting stylus, put the white or wicker white, and I guess I didn't mention that color too when I was doing the colors that I was using on this video, so sorry about that as well. And so finished the bottle. Here's what it looks like. Apologize again for the issue with the video. And I think it turned out nicely. If you like this video, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. Underneath this video, you will see a share button. If you would hit that button and share it on your social network with all your family and friends, I would certainly appreciate that as well. Again, sorry for the video issues. I appreciate you stopping by. And until the next time, you have a good one.